Welcome to the new era of brand promotion. Are you trying to find a way to make a splash? We understand that advertising isn't what it used to be. Things have changed. Advertising is both more dynamic and more engaging. Schrei Media keeps your brand not just seen, but remembered. In a world where staying relevant is key, we are your partners in staying top of mind.
Hello and welcome to the campus of Reinhardt University, coming to you live from inside of Brown Athletic Center. Thanks for being with us this afternoon for College Hoops on the Southeast Sports Network. Great matchup today. Thrilled to have you along for the ride. I'm Gabriel Schrei, here with me Lorenzo Robinson. It's the Rams of CIU on the road battling the Eagles of Reinhardt University. What's your first take, Lorenzo?
First take is the Reinhardt Lady Eagles are a team that has been playing exceptionally well, moved up to the 23rd spot in the top 25, undefeated in conference play as well as overall. It'll be interesting to see if they'll be able to keep that going against the CIU team that has struggled a little bit so far this season.
To describe Reinhardt as insanely good would probably be an understatement. Reinhardt University, you said it, number 23, undefeated in conference play. They've won 21 games straight now. It seems like nobody's going to be able to topple them. Do they fall at any point this season, Lorenzo?
I can't see any game on the schedule that they can't win. Every game is winnable, and every team that they've played in conference play so far has succumbed to the Eagles. So as far as what's on their schedule, can't see it happening. And this is a team that's going to make noise in the national tournament.
We'll take a quick break and be back with more college basketball on SESN in just one moment.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Welcome back to the campus of Reinhardt University. Gabriel Schrei here alongside Lorenzo Robinson. Thrilled to have you with us for college basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. We're going to take just a moment and meet these two programs as the starting lineups are introduced and make their way onto the floor. First, let's take a look at the Reinhardt University Eagles' opponent today, the CIU Rams. The Rams have been fantastic through portions of this season, but have struggled in conference play. 4-16 overall, and they've not been good on the road. They're 0-10 on the road when traveling, so looking to snap a skid of 10 games against the undefeated Eagles today. Do you believe in miracles?
I do believe in miracles, but I'm not certain that the Reinhardt Lady Eagles believe in miracles, so I'm not certain that they're going to be able to get the job done today.
Reinhardt University, on the other hand, has been miraculous this season. 22 straight wins, undefeated at home, 11-0 as well. 45% from the floor and nearly 83 points per game. We're going to keep an eye on two specific players today. For the Rams, we'll watch Mariah Leinbach. She's been great. 16.6 points per game, nearly 16.5. 34% shooting from the floor this season for the Rams of CIU, and contributing on the boards as well. And Julia Kraft, the senior for Reinhardt University, our player to watch for the Eagles. She's been spectacular this year.
Absolutely, one of just a litany of Reinhardt weapons, able to score from inside and out, but her bread and butter is her three-point shot.
We're about to get underway here on the Southeast Sports Network. Be sure to follow along with us at SCSN Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, we're there. Starting lineups onto the floor for these two programs. Eagles, Rams. Reinhardt, the pink out this afternoon, wearing pink alternates as they win the opening tip back to Ivana Preston. It's the 21-0 undefeated Reinhardt University Eagles and the 4-16 CIU Rams. Kraft to Preston, now back up to the straightaway. Reinhardt looking for an entry pass. There's one to the elbow. Woodruff goes to work off the glass, and too much on it as it's boarded down inside by Leinbach. Preston with a quick steal. Ivana Preston floats this back outside to Tara Gibson. Still scoreless, seconds into this one. Swung to our player to watch. She goes to the corner looking for the assist, and Gibson has a bit too much. Sanchez Ponce. Back to Kraft. Reinhardt keeps it moving. All the way to the close side. There's a wide open three, and it skiffs off the inside of the iron. Good look, couldn't knock it down.
CIU immediately coming out in a 2-3 zone against the Lady Eagles. Their offense is going to have to be very patient, try to get good looks. The main objective of the zone is to keep the team away from the paint. Reinhardt, a much improved three-point shooting team, but obviously much rather than taking three-point shots instead of getting all the way to the goal.
Preston, the pressure defensively, swatting at Watkins. Floated far side. Rams, the drive, it's Watkins, and down inside, the whistle for the jump ball.
Reinhardt team, as you mentioned before, averaging 83 points a game, but I would say are even better on the defensive end. Number 1 in steals per game in the conference. They force turnovers at an incredibly high rate.
Some confusion on the shot clock, getting that fixed up. I love this officiating crew. We see them a lot here in Waleska. The handoff by Leinbach, looking for the assist, and the three won't drop for Hatcher. 90 seconds gone, scoreless in Waleska, Georgia, between the Eagles of Reinhardt University and the CIU Rams. The Rams winless on the road this season. The Eagles undefeated at home, 11-0. The inbound stays off the floor, and with CIU, Columbia International has faced a lot of challenges in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Leinbach, one of the lone bright spots, 16.5 points per game, a key rebounder as well with nearly 7 per game down inside. There's the pull-up from the corner, and it's just short as Preston gets the board. Long outlet pass, Sanchez Ponce back to the wing. Now the straightaway. Gibson wants a three, and it comes off the heel of the iron. There's Kraft in the corner. I thought she'd pull up on that. Instead, tries the floater, and it's off the mark. Reinhardt just keeps the ball again. It would have been a third time if it weren't for the whistle. 17 on the shot clock. We've got shot clock controversy today here in Georgia.
Absolutely.
Here's the pull-up for three, a bit too much as this one kisses off the backside of the rim.
CIU doing a nice job defensively in their zone look. A few early stops. It is imperative that they find a way to create buckets for themselves and score.
Well, I think it might not be clear, but to me, Reinhardt's averaging 83 points per game this season. To have them scoreless and be in possession of the ball a quarter of the way through the first quarter, that's good.
It is, but we know how quick Reinhardt can go on these runs. CIU has to put some pressure on him early.
Yeah, I like the way you put that. They can go very quickly. It's like a storm brewing in the harbor. Kraft to Preston. She wants the entry pass. Julia Kraft, far side, the intercept. CIU with the takeaway. It's Madison Hatcher driving up the floor, runs the spin move, and loses the ball over the baseline. The junior from Murfreesboro out of Stewart's Creek High School with a big-time play there.
Again, the zone doing its job, forcing Reinhardt to make multiple passes along the perimeter. Takes away their dribble drive game as well as post-up looks for Sanchez Ponce.
Mid-range jumpers off the mark. A great opportunity created by the 38th steal this season for Madison Hatcher. Sanchez Ponce to Woodruff, who pulls up. Wide left as it comes off the side of the iron. 2-0. The lead remains with CIU. Can we talk about Tony Campbell's suit game today?
Absolutely. Rather immaculate, I must say. The suit with the sneaker combo.
That's a good look. And what a play by Ashley Woodruff, all alone. Kisses that in off the glass, and we're tied at 2 here in Waleska, Georgia.
That's part of what makes this team so dangerous. Even when they don't have everything clicking offensively, if they're missing shots, they're able to turn their great defense into offense, creating turnovers and pushing the pace on the other end.
And Woodruff has been downright electric all season for Reinhardt, a 5'5" graduate student from Flowery Branch. It feels like she can do no wrong. Averaging nearly 14 points per game. She's chipping in a couple of rebounds each night, nearly 4 assists. And her shooting percentage, 36% from the floor. Really just a great scorer for Reinhardt. Here's a backdoor feed off the inbound. It rolls out.
Good, Ryan.
Sanchez Ponce got the board. This is Woodruff again. The only 2 points on the board for Reinhardt from her tonight. Sanchez Ponce wants a three, and it's a bit short. Trying again, Kraft puts it in off the glass. It's 4-2 Reinhardt.
Right there, seeing a major pitfall of settling in that zone defense. It is very difficult to rebound out of that zone. So yeah, you force Reinhardt into a bad shot, but you have to crash the glass and stop them from getting second chance looks.
CIU on the offensive end working it around. Mariah Leinbach, our player to watch the handoff. Looking for space. Trapped on the elbow in a double team. Flipped out to the wing, and the three is short on the pull-up for Reamer. She tries the entry pass to Leinbach, who kisses it in and ties us again at 4.
That was a beautiful shot there from Leinbach, emblematic of what she's been doing all throughout this season. Top 15 in the conference in points per game, going to work there.
We're halfway through the first period, our second tie of the night. It's 4-4, 5 minutes to play in the first. Preston was looking for the steal, and the timeout taken by Corey Inman and the CIU Rams. We'll keep it here and talk a little bit of whiteboard talk during the break. Corey Inman, the head coach for CIU. On the other side, it's Tony Campbell, head coach of the Reinhardt University Eagles. Tony Campbell in his first year with Reinhardt University, and it feels like he can do no wrong.
Absolutely. Anytime that you're in your first head coaching job in a university, you're able to lead them to an undefeated record, it definitely has to make you feel good about yourself. But especially when you look at the way that things went for Reinhardt a season ago, starting off 14-0 in conference play, faltering down the stretch. So to be able to have this team at 17-0 at this point in the year has to feel good for Coach Campbell and his crew.
Both programs back onto the floor. Those are the kicks of Madison Hatcher that just crossed in front of you. I like the pink accents, and she's honoring Reinhardt's pink out tonight.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but definitely festive for the occasion.
Quick handoff to Reamer. She drives, entry pass off the floater, won't go, putback rolls across, a battle for the ball, and it's sent down the floor with Reinhardt by the official on the baseline.
And if CIU happens to go on to lose this game, those are looks that you're going to be wanting back if you're a fan of this team. Getting point-blank looks down low, not able to get that ball. So far, they've been able to play great defensively, keeping themselves in the game.
This one waved off as she pulls up. That was Ty Williams, the graduate student from Macon, Georgia, who wanted the look. Ball goes back to CIU. Kania Watkins, a graduate student out of Tyner Academy in Chattanooga, Tennessee, running the floor. Tyner won the state championship last year. They've been fantastic for years up there in the Scenic City. E.J. Ward runs a tight ship. Rattled and losing the ball. Ty Williams trying to force the turnover as Watkins hands it off to the corner. Here's the drive, 1 second on the shot clock, and that's going to go back to Reinhardt.
And that was a tremendous defensive possession for Reinhardt. And to the naked eye, of course, a shot clock violation is something you never want to have. But it would almost be worse against a team like this to just throw up a bad shot. Bad shots are a lot like turnovers, and Reinhardt is able to push the pace off of those bad attempts. So being able to get your set defense together might have been the best case scenario for the Rams.
3:45 to play in the first period. Our second tie of the night, 4-4. College basketball on SCSN. Sanchez Ponce goes down amongst the tall branches and the whistle. She'll take it. Sanchez Ponce is another player that we could sit here and gush all night about. She's been electric this year. 5'10" sophomore from Conil de la Frontera, Spain. Feels like she can do no wrong. 17 points per game, one of the best in the AAC.
Not just the AAC, I would venture to say one of the better players in the country. The way that she's able to play inside out for the Eagles, push the pace, her dribble drive game, finishing ability, she can just do it all for Reinhardt.
CIU back up the floor with the ball. Watkins the handoff over to Reamer. Bethany Reamer, a sophomore from China Grove, North Carolina. She takes it inside, shots off the mark, ball loose as Kraft picks it up. Through traffic, Gibson now on the run for the Eagles, and Reinhardt in possession and slowing things with 3 minutes to play in the first. Not for long, entry pass to Gibson. She kisses it home off the glass.
Great execution there by Reinhardt on their set, breaking the zone, putting Gibson in the middle of it. She made a great decision, taking one dribble and knocking down the pull-up.
6-4, 2-point game, 2.5 to play in our first period. Just 10 points scored, very uncharacteristic for the Reinhardt Eagles, who have been explosive this season.
Reinhardt's explosive offense so far being stymied by CIU's 2-3 zone look. This end of the floor has not been an issue for the Rams so far in this game. They're forcing Reinhardt into some tough looks, a few uncharacteristic passes. They're going to have to stay stout on this end if they're going to be able to win this game.
Williams, close side, Nia Moon. Hurled that back across to Sanchez Ponce. She tries her again, and she takes a step.
And another sound defensive possession for CIU. Again, the defensive side of the floor has not been the issue for them so far. But can they find a way to consistently score against this vaunted Reinhardt defense?
Taylor finesse that down inside. Williams off the glass. 2 minutes to play in our first. Ball's poked out. Hatcher nearly forces the turnover as Preston tees up Sanchez Ponce, who wrestles the twine for 9. A 5-point game.
Of course, she knew it was only a matter of time before she was going to get one to fall, getting a few really nice looks. Right there, uncontested. She could have read a book cover to cover if she wanted to, how much time she had.
CIU trying to create time of their own. 12 on the shot clock, 95 seconds in the first. Watkins with the spin and puts it in off the glass. What a move.
A beautiful move, splitting the double team and finding a way to get that off the glass.
Sanchez Ponce to Williams. Not liking the pressure. Moon tries it anyhow and goes wide. Sanchez Ponce from mid-range, a second chance, remains a three-point game, 70 seconds in the first.
Zone is doing its job. It's forcing Reinhardt again into taking tough jumpers. Reinhardt, a much improved jump shooting team from a year ago, but you would much rather force them into those looks than wide open layups.
Here's the three, and this rattles out. Ty Williams from Macon, Georgia runs the floor, evading Watkins. Harassed lightly, and it looks like Jessica North did force the turnover. Here's the breakaway, and can't go coast to coast. That was Taylor, the sophomore from Newberry, South Carolina, trying to take it home.
Just a little bit rushed there on that one. Love to have seen her calm down and either collect herself before going up and making a nice pass.
37 seconds left in the first, and this possession for CIU really caused by Jessica North, the junior from Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, bringing the pressure. Later prep at Calvary Christian High School, 5'10", number 13. She's standing on the straightaway. Here's the drive by Watkins, tries it off the glass, and it goes. A one-point game with 15 seconds to play in the first. Long feed up the floor, Reinhardt Eagles out to the straightaway. Preston back to Williams, wants it, and she gets it with 7 seconds to play. 1 on the clock, and time expires before she can try that. So one period is in the books. It's a close one here in Waleska, Georgia. 4-point game, 12-8 between the Reinhardt Eagles and CIU Rams. We'll take a break with these two programs and be back with more basketball in just a moment on SCSN.
Join SCSN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SCSN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Thanks for being with us on the campus of Reinhardt University. Appreciate you tuning in. I'm Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson, bringing you prep basketball and two great programs as we enter the second period. CIU Rams, Reinhardt University Eagles. CIU winless on the road this season, looking to try and right the ship in that regards. Maybe get a little more respectability as the season comes to an end. But what a tough team to try and do it against. Reinhardt undefeated at home this season, 11-0. They're undefeated overall, 21-0. And there's a quick cut to the basket to make it 14-8. Just 15 seconds into the second period.
That was a beautiful set there from Coach Campbell, freeing up the dribble drive, and Sonia Martinez, a nice seal down low to get the defender out of the way.
There's a great entry pass. Reinhardt tries from mid-range and won't go for Mariah Leinbach. She's our player to watch this afternoon for the Rams of CIU. Junior from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Later prep at Sacasti High School. Reinhardt University, number 23 in the United States. And I'm surprised they're not higher on the poll. I spent some time talking to folks around the facility about this before tip-off as the first goes at the line. And you look at the poll, and there's only 2 undefeated teams in the top 25. IU South Bend is 19th. Reinhardt is 23rd. You'd think they'd be higher being undefeated.
Of course, and I guess you could say strength of schedule and play matters. But the point is, Reinhardt is beating the teams that's in front of them. That has to count for something.
Follow on the offensive end. Another quick look at Reinhardt. We've talked about their dominance this season, 21-0. Sanchez Ponce, the leader in points, 16.5. 8 rebounds per game for her. Their offense highlighted by their shooting as a team, 45.2% from the floor, which is just mind-boggling to me. 5-point game, 14-9 as CIU will take back over with possession. Hatcher inbounding to Watkins.
Watkins has had success dribbling inside and making plays.
And this could be a play for Woodruff, defended by Hatcher. She can't get it. 11 and 11 coming together with a whistle.
Again, Ashley Woodruff showing what she can do, turning defense into offense, top 5 in the conference in steals. Right there, a shot attempt on the run out and drawing the foul.
Woodruff at the line. Spoke a bit about her earlier, 13.7 points per game. 67% at the free throw line this season. She also gets a couple of steals per game, 2.3 on average, which is crazy. First clatters off the right side. It remains a 5-point game, 8:55 to play in our first half. On the other side of the ball, the Rams have struggled with shooting efficiency this year, shooting 33.4% from the floor, and they're averaging just 55.3 points per game. Second one goes. It pushes the lead of Reinhardt to 6, 15-9.
Biggest question is going to be for CIU, can they find ways to consistently score against Reinhardt's defense?
Here's the drive, trying it off the glass. This rattles home. It cuts the lead of the Eagles down to 4.
And Watkins finding more success, taking it into the teeth of the defense.
Big high bounce, and this goes in response. 17-11.
Speaking of teeth of the defense, Sonia Martinez just parking down low. Nice pass there by Woodruff. She was able to get the layup to go down low. Great finish.
Sophomore out of Spain, played her prep at Alauda, 6'2", and she's somebody that Reinhardt's been trying to get more involved all season. That's the best take I've seen out of her this year.
You can just tell every time she enters the game, her confidence continuing to soar.
First one off the mark, the putback won't go either. Watkins gets a third chance to the ball and the foul. 7:50 to play in our first half in a 6-point game. A couple of changes coming onto the floor. Reinhardt sending on Sanchez Ponce. Jessica North to the bench for Alicia Slaughter, the true freshman from Blythewood, South Carolina. A homeschooler.
Anytime you're going to beat a team like Reinhardt, a team that has been so successful throughout the season, you're going to have to scrap. You're going to have to do the dirty work, and that includes crashing the offensive glass off of your misses. Of course, CIU so far shooting 28% from the field, so it has been a struggle for them to find consistent offense. Crashing the glass would be a nice way to try to get points on the board.
Kanaya gets both at the line. Cuts the lead of Reinhardt down to 4. It's 17-13 Eagles, 7:50 to play in our first half. Prep basketball on SESN weekly. Be sure to subscribe and follow along as we bring you prep basketball from around North Georgia and Southeast Tennessee. Thanks for tuning in today for college basketball here on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei, Lorenzo Robinson. It's a 4-point game in the second half and a really good matchup. Number 23, Reinhardt University playing host to CIU's Rams in AAC play. Looking down inside, this one pulled up on and rattles off the iron. Gibson to Woodruff. She takes a long pass up the floor. Kiara Simpson pulls up and a bit too much juice. Kept on the floor by CIU's Rams. And a timeout taken on the hardwood. In a 4-point game, 7 minutes to play in our first half, and so far, it really feels like, to some degree, Reinhardt is struggling with the CIU Rams. They're averaging 80 points per game, 82.5 to be specific. This is their low production at home this season, as far as I can recall.
CIU 2-3 zone that is giving Reinhardt so much trouble. Again, the main objective of the 2-3 zone is to force the team to stay on the perimeter. And that's what we're seeing from Reinhardt. Out of their 20 shot attempts, 12 of them have been three-pointers. A lot of them good looks as well. Right now, just not getting them the ball, just 2 of 12 from deep.
Reinhardt University hosting Columbia out of South Carolina at CIU's Rams, and we appreciate you tuning in for this matchup, being along for the ride. Be sure to be along for the ride all the time at SCSN Sports. Get connected with Lorenzo and I on Twitter. If you're watching from somewhere crazy, we want to hear about it. Tweet at Lorenzo and I. Let us know where you're tuned in from. And Alabama isn't crazy. I want to hear from you if you're in Hawaii or Alaska or somewhere really crazy. Russia would be a good one.
Anyone in the Dakotas. I mean,
that's crazy. Can you imagine being from North Dakota? I have a lot of friends from North Dakota. I might catch some flack for that one.
Really? That would be a first for me. I haven't met anyone from North Dakota.
I'm jealous. No, I'm just kidding. That's a match.
Friends, he said that, not me.
17-13, 7 minutes to play in our first half still. Quick entry pass. Trying to come back across, swatted and stolen. Ty Williams tips it. Gibson pulls in the ball. Woodruff backdoor, Simpson off the glass. Easy money as she cashes it in.
Again, seeing Reinhardt turn defense into offense, forcing a turnover and getting the run out. That's another way when a team is playing a lot of zone defense, trying to get out in transition, not allowing them to set their defense up. It's a nice way to try to get points on the board.
This is Watkins who kisses it off to Taylor. She tries the inside and the whistle. 6:11 to play in the first half. Taylor to the line. Taylor, sophomore from Newberry, averaging nearly 9 points per game. Also chipping in 2.6 rebounds per game, 3.1 assists. 5'6", but she plays tall, really aggressive physically, averaging 77% at the line this year.
Absolutely, and just in general, it seems like CIU being a little bit more aggressive here in the second quarter. Nice, hard, physical drives, playing physically on the defensive end. Seems like they're starting to believe a little bit. #1 team in the conference, only up by 5 at home. Has to feel good for a CIU team that has struggled throughout this year.
There's the entry pass. Sanchez Ponce off the glass. She makes it 21-14 with 6 minutes to play in the first half.
Nice seal there by Tara Gibson to free up Sanchez Ponce down low.
Hey, forward. Hide,
interesting to see if Reinhardt will go back to that.
Be patient. Patient.
We haven't been tied for the last 9 minutes of play. Only one lead change tonight. Reinhardt took over early and hasn't trailed since as Taylor knocks down that big bucket. Makes it a 4-point game in Waleska, 21-17. And the whistle on the edge of the post down inside, so Woodruff heads to the baseline to put this back onto the floor for Reinhardt University. Two changes, 2 fresh sets of legs onto the floor for the Rams. North and Hatcher out there. Long floater up to the straightaway. Sanchez Ponce liked it initially. Ivana Preston to Woodruff. All the way down to the corner. Reinhardt looking for that space. And this is something the Eagles do very, very well. They move the ball around and they find wide open looks. As I say that, Sanchez Ponce, heavily contested by 2 defenders, tries the floater. Hatcher, entry pass, and it's tipped out by Gibson.
Going back to your prior point about the way that Reinhardt plays offensively, it's the difference between spreading out and getting open looks and being forced to take certain shots. And that's something that we're seeing right now with CIU sitting in that zone, not allowing Reinhardt to get good looks down low. Reinhardt being forced to take a lot of jumpers. It appears that they're a little bit uncomfortable on the offensive end. But defensively, they've been stout the way that they've typically been throughout this year.
Wait.
Now Ivana Preston, one of Reinhardt's better on-ball defenders, on Watkins.
Here's one from long range, won't go for Hatcher, boarded by Gibson down inside. From the baseline, Reinhardt works this to the top. I think she was trying to dish that off to Sanchez Ponce and just kind of blew a tire along the block.
The two top players in CIU zone so far, Kanaya Watkins and Deja Taylor, doing a nice job of staying in front of Reinhardt's ball handlers, forcing them into a few errant passes. Speaking of errant passes.
A couple up the floor, North hands it off, back to her. This one escapes over the baseline as well, but stays with CIU.
We've seen so many teams throughout this year struggle to keep players like Ivana Preston and Ashley Woodruff in front of them. Right now, CIU doing a nice job.
The inbound to Hatcher. She kicks it over to Watkins. Really looking down inside and not liking what she's seeing. There's the handoff, and CIU for three is wide. The foul, Sanchez Ponce will inbound for Reinhardt University. We'll sneak a quick look in. I think we can get this in while they're changing sides of the floor here. Last game for CIU, they're coming off of a loss, 69-53. That was to Union on Saturday. Reinhardt had some time off. They haven't played since the 31st when they won against Bernal's Tigers, 93-51 in conference play. There's a steal by Watkins. She's got a lot of room. Over the midcourt stripe, floated to Hatcher in the corner. Driving down to the baseline. Entry pass to North, swatted, and this goes over the baseline.
That last defensive possession for CIU is what I like to call game plan discipline. Getting Maria Sanchez Ponce, Reinhardt would take her one-on-one with anyone in the post. CIU immediately sending a second player and forcing the turnover.
Oh, there's a nice mid-range J for Mariah Leinbach. That was gorgeous.
She got free off the off-ball screen and got a great look. And just like that, CIU only down by 2.
Sanchez Ponce tries it off the glass. That goes easily and extends Reinhardt's lead back to 4, and they needed those points.
Those points very hard earned by Sanchez Ponce, fighting through multiple defenders.
Here's one from on top of the post. And right away, the whistle down inside. 3:01 to play in our first half in a 4-point game. 23-19 Reinhardt Eagle lead. We're going to have to get you a shorter chair. I don't like you being this much taller than me.
Oh, the people can't see that.
You're lording over me. You know, Leinbach hit that great mid-range floater on the last trip up the floor. You always hear in sports about how hard it is to play on the road. It's so tough to go into a venue that's filled with hostile fans and they cheer against you and boo when you do great things. There's probably a couple hundred people in here already. It's going to continue to fill up as the night goes on. Imagine hitting a floater and there's nothing. It was quiet.
Absolutely, but...
Oh, Kraft is going to get a reaction out of the crowd on a shot from range with 2:40 to play in the first half. The 3 extends the lead of Reinhardt, 26-19.
Just going back to your point about playing on the road, it is a very difficult task. Nobody's going for you. Everyone is against you. But I must say, as an athlete myself, there's nothing like quieting a road crowd.
That one goes on a second chance. This is why she was our player to watch. Mariah Leinbach, Sogusty High School, had a quick response from Reinhardt's Eagles. We're in a track meet with 2:05 to play in the first half. It's 28-21. And that's probably a great timeout taken by CIU's Rams. Coach says, hey, let's get together. Corey Inman calling for the timeout. And as these two programs take a timeout in the winding seconds of our first half, we'll take a timeout as well and be back in 30 seconds with more college basketball on the Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. We've got it all.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. College basketball, Southeast Sports Network, CIU Rams. Quick pass close side, and it won't drop. Less than 2 to play in our first half, 28-21 Reinhardt Eagles. Reinhardt is undefeated this season at 21-0. CIU Rams looking for some respectability on the road. They have yet to win a road game this season as they're 0-10 in hostile environments.
So far, all the ingredients of an upset CIU has. The main thing they're missing right now is consistent offensive production. Again, that can be attributed to the strong defensive play from the Reinhardt Eagles.
93 seconds left in this half. Long floater, now a second. CIU wants the entry pass. It goes, but the shot, a quick whistle as she tries to take it inside. And a great look. Hatcher with a pass down low to Slaughter, the true freshman out of Blythewood, South Carolina. She picks up the foul and goes to the line. He'll take that all night long.
Of course. Just a tremendous job from CIU by breaking the press. Coach Campbell going to the press, trying to speed the Rams up a little bit, get this game moving in Reinhardt's direction, try to steal some momentum. CIU calmly making the next pass.
Big high bounce. It remains a 7-point game, 80 seconds to play in our first half. Preston on the straightaway, far side, it's Kraft. Down to the corner, Reinhardt trying inside. Mid-range goes. That's easy as she wrestles the Dwight and makes it a 9-point game.
Gibson was able to get the defender up on the pump fake and a nice touch on the mid-range jumper.
Back and forth goes CIU's Rams. 50 seconds left in our first half. (30-21). Reinhardt in the lead. Here's the Rams with the ball. Watkins with 9 on the shot clock. Backdoor twice. Slaughter with 5 on the shot clock to Hatcher, stolen by Woodruff. Ashley Woodruff to Julia Kraft, who is blocked by Hatcher.
Tremendous defensive play there from Hatcher.
There's a backdoor try to Slaughter, who gets it off the glass. That is textbook.
Absolutely two-way play there from Madison Hatcher. A nice block down low and a beautiful pass to set up the layup.
10 on the clock. Shot clock is off. Preston on the straightaway, defended by Reamer. Kraft with 5. Back to Preston. 3. Preston tries it herself, and this one rattles and goes as we reach the half in Waleska, Georgia. 32-22 is the score on the board here between the Reinhardt University Eagles and the visiting CIU Rams. Lorenzo, quick thoughts from you before we go to the halftime window.
The CIU Rams doing a tremendous job keeping Reinhardt in front of them. They're running their zone to perfection, forcing Reinhardt to take a lot of tough shots. But the Eagles doing a nice job of just sticking with it, continuing to play with their game plan. They managed to get a few points just by turning their defense into offense, much of what we've seen from them throughout this year.
Well, there you have it. It's a close one at the halftime break. We'll be back in a few minutes with analysis, some stats, and more. Don't go anywhere. College basketball on the Southeast Sports Network.
story of the United States has been written for centuries. Penned by millions of authors, written in every language, from every perspective. With every chapter as unique as our people and our land. Our story is one made up of many. Find yours in the USA.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
A truck is a tool, but a ram is life. Yeah, it's the wipe the sweat off your brow sort of life. But it's also the let's load up the ATV's life. The my kids play way too many sports life. The let's find a secret spot to fish life. That looks nice. Innovations, comforts, and powertrains built to power all the lives you live. Ram.
Join SESN for an unmatched sports experience. Dive into the world of game highlights, real-time updates, and electrifying coverage. With SESN, you're not just watching sports, you're living them. Be the first to know, the first to see, and the first to share every big moment. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
We believe in the power of connection, promoting your brand while supporting your community. Our goal is to elevate your presence and amplify your message through local sports. With Shry Media, advertising goes beyond traditional boundaries. Get on television, make an impact. Take the first step towards a future where your brand is not just seen, but celebrated.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, Good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach.
Culinary arts. Auditor.
A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge. Open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Brown Athletic Center, home of the Reinhardt University Eagles. They are undefeated, 21-0, 11-0 at home, number 23 in the nation, playing host to the CIU Rams. The Rams are 3-15 in conference, 4-16 overall, winless on the road. They've lost 2 in a row, but looking for a big upset. And, you know, things aren't looking fantastic, but certainly well within reach for the CIU Rams at the halftime window. Kind of a close one, 32-23, a 9-point game. Reinhardt Eagles in the driver's seat, 2 quarters left to play. Gabriel Schry here with Lorenzo Robinson. We appreciate you tuning in, jumping in the passenger seat and riding with us for this one. Lorenzo, can CIU somehow pull this off?
They can find a way to pull it off, especially with the way that they've been playing defensively. Again, CIU's 2-3 zone has done wonders for them on that end of the floor, forcing Reinhardt into taking tough jump shots. But again, when it is hard to score, as hard as it is to score on them on one end, it's even harder for them to be able to get buckets on Reinhardt on the other. So if they can't find ways to consistently put the ball in the basket, it will be an uphill battle for them.
Players to watch today were Mariah Leinbach and Julia Kraft. Leinbach, 7 points, 5 rebounds, and she averages just shy of 7 rebounds per game, so a good performance for her today, besting her averages. Julia Kraft, meanwhile, 5 points for her this evening. And she's been great distributing the ball. Look for her to get more involved in this third and fourth quarter as Reinhardt takes some whiteboard time, sharpens up what they're doing, and tries to come out swinging in this third period. Any final thoughts fans should watch for from that whiteboard time? You know, we spent some time chatting with the public address announcer here at Reinhardt University, legendary Al Bell. You think he nailed it? They're going to look to shut down some of that passing and some of the motion?
Absolutely. They're going to look to try to shut some of that down. Also, Kanaya Watkins hurt Reinhardt in that first half with her dribble drive game, getting right to the cup and making plays. 10 points in the first half. So they're going to do a good job of trying to slow her down. Then on the other end, we're going to see a Reinhardt team execute offensively, especially with the way that Coach Campbell's been coaching. He's going to have them ready to score in the second half.
Head coaches here today, Tony Campbell at the helm of the undefeated Reinhardt Eagles, who are number 23 in the nation. Corey Inman, the bench boss for CIU's Rams. Both have had some whiteboard time. They'll certainly look to take advantage of it. Reinhardt coming off of, yes, a win against the Tigers of Brunel, 93-51. Back on Wednesday the 31st, they had almost a full week off. Union bested CIU's Rams on Saturday the 3rd over the weekend, 69-53. So not necessarily a blowout in that. And they're looking to come off of that. They're on a 2-game skid after winning back on the 27th against Kentucky Christian by 3, 70-67. Kind of looking to close out the season with some positive notes. And obviously, if you can play Reinhardt tight at home, I don't know if you even need to win for that to be a positive note.
Of course, I mean, there are no moral victories, but there definitely has to be an exception when you talk about the way that Reinhardt has played, unbeaten, not just in conference play, not just at home, but overall 21-0. Anytime you're able to hang with one of the better teams in the country, that has to feel good on your way back home.
The only close one for Reinhardt this month against Milligan, it was on the road on Wednesday the 24th, 85-77. It made him 19-0. Other than that, Reinhardt has won by about 20 or more every single time out this month. Really unbelievable just how hot the Reinhardt Eagles are. Anyone just joining us, welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, home of Reinhardt University and the Eagles. Gabriel Schrei here alongside Lorenzo Robinson for college basketball. The third period about to get underway between these two programs. A big thanks to everyone carrying today's game, being simulcast live online, SCSNSports.com, the SCSN Sports YouTube channel. And a huge thank you to LJ Telephone Company for carrying all of the Reinhardt Eagles broadcasts this season. We really appreciate your contributions. And that's a real commitment to local, if you ask me, here in Cherokee County, and getting the exposure to athletes that deserve it for their hard work, whether it's on the gridiron, on the hardwood, and soon the diamond. We got like 100 baseball games here this week, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, the Southeast Rumble is going to be something going on from Thursday to Sunday, and it features many of the better teams in the Southeast region. Of course, Reinhardt's baseball team, preseason top 25. So high expectations here in Waleska for Reinhardt's baseball squad.
High expectations is right. Third period underway in Waleska between the Eagles and CIU. Reinhardt starting the second half with the ball and a 9-point lead. Working it all around before trying it from the far side. Ivana Preston hits the three. Money!
Preston, three-point shooting-wise, not a tremendous percentage, just around 29%, but a very capable jump shooter. Whenever she has space, she is able to knock them down. And with the way Reinhardt has shot the ball in this game, you would expect that to kind of correct itself in the second half. An uncharacteristically bad shooting half for them.
And this one goes for CIU, a quick response. It makes it a 10-point game, 35-25 Eagle lead. Well, during the half, I went through my notes. I keep the score on the floor to track runs to see, who's hot at what points. And I love to dig that out as we go into the second half. Hey, here's the story of this game. Reinhardt went on a 6-0 run at such and such time in the first quarter. No runs. It was just a slow, pace of 1 point more for Reinhardt every 10 total points all the way through that first half. So a real grind for these two through one half of play.
A bit of a slugfest, but if you're CIU, that's what you have to turn it into, because if it becomes a track meet, if it becomes an up and down game, Reinhardt just as good at that style of play as anyone in the country.
This one escapes the floor over the baseline and goes back to the Rams of CIU.
For the Rams, I mean, being able to slow Reinhardt down, they've gotten back in transition defensively, and then their 2-3 zone has done a great job of forcing Reinhardt into taking tough shots. So if they can find ways to score, they can make things really interesting as this game goes on.
Out to Hatcher. She tries it from along the baseline and the foul. Take that all day long. Junior out of Stewart's Creek High School, Madison Hatcher. To the charity stripe. 10 blocks this season. She's been active defensively. She gets her first at the line. She averages 6 points per game. And she's been decent at the stripe this season. 2 for 2 on that trip. 2 minutes gone in the third in Waleska between the undefeated Reinhardt Eagles and the 4-16 CIU Rams. Floater wouldn't go. Here's another try. Woodruff shovels this back door all the way out to Preston in the corner, and she drains the three, wrestling the twine for 38.
She's beginning to catch fire. Now her second straight made three-pointer. And when her shot is on, that is yet another offensive option that the Reinhardt Eagles have at their disposal.
Kanaya Watkins standing way back on the front court. Floater. Leinbach tries it, and air ball. Well, I like the look. When you've got somebody who's that efficient on the offensive end of the floor, she's got to be allowed to try things out, try heat checks. You can't get down on her for trying a shot like that. She had the space to take it.
Can't be mad at your best player trying to make a play.
11-point game, 38-27. Couple of changes onto the floor, North to the bench. Taylor follows her. She'll take a break in their place. Slaughter onto the floor, Reamer onto the floor. Quick pull-up. This rattles out on Julia Kraft. Would have been her 8th point of the night. It escapes the floor just under 3 minutes gone in our third period. Reinhardt keeps the ball.
And that was a nice play by Tara Gibson there. A play that won't show up in the stat sheet. She did not notch a steal or a block, but sticking with it, forcing the turnover, and giving the Eagles another crack at it.
Floated close side. Sanchez Ponce back outside. Gibson trying against Leinbach. Wanted to battle all the way down low. Preston will do the same, and she loses the ball over the baseline. It goes back to CIU.
Anytime you try to dribble through a zone, it is a risk involved just because there's so many defenders ready and willing to make a play on the ball.
Quickly up the floor. Quick response. It cuts it back to a 9-point game. Reinhardt to Kraft on the close side. Up to Sanchez Ponce on the straightaway. Down to the corner. There's the pull-up for Woodruff, and it had a bit too much on it. Quick whistle down by the baseline. Leinbach back up the floor right there in the center of your screen. Ashley Woodruff will inbound for the Reinhardt Eagles. She finds Gibson. Entry pass to Sanchez Ponce. Tara Gibson again. Wants it from the top of the post. It rattles out on her, and Leinbach comes down with a board. She's a rebounding machine tonight.
She has been, and she's done a nice job rebounding while playing in this zone, not allowing the Lady Eagles to get a whole lot of offensive second chances. And now we see Reinhardt going in a 2-3 zone of their own.
Nearly lost by Mariah Leinbach. Outside, Kanaya Watkins. Backdoor, and this one swatted at as Slaughter gets the whistle.
Now just a beautiful play design there for CIU. Reinhardt showing a 2-3 zone look. The dribble drive getting into the teeth of the defense, forcing the back individual in the zone to come up, freeing open the player down low. Slaughter sneaking in behind the defense and drawing the foul. But how often have we seen at this point in the game Reinhardt going on one of their vaunted runs, usually forcing turnovers, getting out in transition, but CIU playing the style that they have to play if they're going to find a way to win this game and upset the Eagles.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with these two programs and be back with more college basketball in just 30 seconds. Southeast Sports Network. Don't go anywhere.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia, home of Reinhardt University, the Eagles, and they lead in this afternoon's matchup against the CIU Rams. A good one here on SCSN. This one could shape up to be really good if it comes down to the wire. Undefeated, number 23 in the nation, Reinhardt hosting CIU's Rams. CIU 4-16 this season, 3-15 in conference play. The inbound swatted at, taken at, and sails off of the floor.
See Reinhardt again, Coach Campbell going back to this press, trying to speed CIU up. Right
Big
there.
Collision and the travel against Kanaya Watkins.
And that is why you press. You want to force CIU into a few disadvantageous situations. Right there, Watkins with the travel. Reinhardt trying to push the tempo a little bit and create some momentum for themselves.
Down to the corner, Tara Gibson wanted Twine, couldn't get it. Reamer trying to rope this in down along the baseline as it escapes off of the hardwood. 5:20 to play in our third period. 38-31, 7-point game.
And again, Reinhardt's much improved three-point shooting from a year ago. Last year hovering right under 30%. This season around 35%. Has been a large reason for their offensive success. But right now, CIU very content with letting Reinhardt sit back behind the line and jack up shots. They have not had a whole lot of success, just 5 of 19 from 3 so far in this game.
Kraft on the wing, steps inside. Now here's one for Ty Williams that kisses off the iron and won't go. Second chance off the glass, drops for Tara Gibson, 40-31.
Gibson again doing all of the little plays, the little extra effort plays that may not be noticed. They're not very sexy, but she's doing a tremendous job of staying in the game and making plays and coming up huge for Reinhardt.
Hatcher with a pull-up, rattles off the side. Long outlet pass, Sanchez Ponce. She wants it off the glass. It makes it 42-31, an 11-point lead for Reinhardt University.
You see there pushing the pace, trying to not allow CIU to be able to set up their zone defense.
Kanaya Watkins on the close side of the floor. Back and forth with Taylor. Julia Kraft defensively. Linebach back out to the wing, and the three didn't have enough on it. Williams maintains possession as she's fouled.
If this game starts to get up and down, you do have to feel like that is in Reinhardt's favor with the way that they have played offensively in transition, as well as their ability to create turnovers on the defensive end. The game has been a slog. It's been a slugfest, likened to a bit of a heavyweight fight. Both teams kind of exchanging blows. That's what CIU needs if they're going to be able to win. If it becomes an up and down game, It's hard to see them pulling off the upset tonight.
Quick pass, close side. There's one for three. It rattles off the side. Second chance. This won't go either.
But again, Reinhardt crashing that offensive glass. That 2-3 zone, hard to rebound out of for the defensive team. Another offensive rebound for Reinhardt. Now they're 9th of the game.
Reinhardt a chance to extend their lead. Sanchez Ponce, one of the most efficient at the line in the conference and in the nation, makes it 43-31.
And again, CIU deserves a lot of praise for the way that they've played tonight, staying disciplined to their game plan, playing hard defensively. And even still, Reinhardt up by 12. It isn't very pretty right now, but Eagles still finding a way to be ahead and making life difficult for the Rams.
Deja Taylor to run the floor, the sophomore from Newberry. 8.2 points per game this season for her. Averaging just over 3 assists per game at 3.1. Shakes the defender. Coming back close side. There's the entry pass, swatted back away, and unable to keep that on the hardwood as the shot clock expires.
And there we saw the Eagles get out of the zone, back into their man-to-man defense. Right there, a nice job pressuring the ball by Reinhardt's guards and forcing the shot clock violation.
Sanchez Ponce knifes her way inside off the mark. Linebach gets the board off the glass. Taylor again, the sophomore out of Newberry Academy. Defended by the senior from Jonesboro, Georgia, Ivana Preston. Off to Hatcher, wanted to pull up on Simpson. Simpson tracks her along the 3 line. Here's the pull up, and that goes wide open. Madison Hatcher, the junior from Murfreesboro, can't get the energy, though, because she's on the road. But what a bomb. 6.1 points per game for her this season. That's a nice 3.
Absolutely, and she's had a few good looks that were unable to fall earlier in this game. Started off 0 for 6. That was a nice way of her to get on the board.
Ty Williams, that is easy, automatic. She drains it. 45-34, Reinhardt Eagles. Up the floor, kept on by Maria Linebach. And the whistle with the timeout taken by Corey Inman and the CIU Rams. We'll keep it here for this timeout and talk about what we're seeing on the floor. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson alongside me. An 11-point matchup, 45-34, Reinhardt Eagles lead. Way closer than we thought, right?
Absolutely. You have to give a lot of credit to CIU, again, staying disciplined to their game plan. They are in a 2-3 zone every offensive possession, and the rotations have been crisp, and a main reason why they've been able to slow Reinhardt down. Maria Sanchez Ponce, arguably Reinhardt's best player, just 4 of 12 from the field. They're forcing her to play in the crowd, getting her into a few tough situations. And she's taken a few tough shots, and they just haven't been able to fall. So a nice job of CIU for sticking with it.
CIU Rams on the right side of your screen. That's the Reinhardt Eagles making their way back onto the floor. Reinhardt University leading by 11. They are undefeated this season, 21-0, 11-0 at home, 17-0 in conference. CIU's Rams 4-16, 3 wins in conference play, winless on the road this year. Southeast Sports Network, SCSNsports.com. Gabriel Schrei here, Lorenzo Robinson. Deja Taylor, the handoff to Kanaya. Wants to shake Williams. Ty is clapping at her. Kanaya Watkins distributed that far side, and as the shot clock goes, this one off the mark.
And another nice defensive possession there from Reinhardt. Again, defense, as well as they've scoring almost 83 points a game, defense has been their calling card throughout this year, and that continues with this one.
Watkins has been really important this season. She's got 74 assists right now on the year. She's averaging 10.2 points per game. Somebody that CIU would love to get involved and see her drop a couple in here as we enter our final period of play. 90 seconds left in the third and an 11-point game for Waleska. This is Kanaya Watkins. She knifes her way inside and blocked by Sonia. Whoa! Williams wants to go coast to coast, backdoor. Martinez makes the block and scores the bucket off the glass.
Sonia Martinez steadily improving with each game. Right there again, great defensive possession with the block and the nice finish down low with the lay-in.
This one is taken away by Reinhardt. Sanchez Ponce tries to sidestep Watkins, and the defensive effort pays off. 13-point game, 40 seconds to play in our third from Waleska. Now 32 seconds, 17 on the shot clock. Watkins yo-yoing the orange, way back on the front court. She'll drive. Sent to the corner, and Taylor, who pulls up for a three, and this rattles before it goes. A 10-point game, 47-37, Reinhardt lead. Shot clock is off, 12 seconds left in the third. Reinhardt looking for what could be a crucial bucket later on tonight. 6 seconds. Simpson, Sanchez Ponce, pressed it in the corner for three. It's short, boarded by Taylor, and the threat eliminated as the quarter expires in Waleska, Georgia. Pretty exciting stuff for our third period of play, Lorenzo. Any thoughts on what to expect in our final quarter? What would your message be to fans?
The message would be that if you're a fan of the CIU Rams, you couldn't have asked for anything better, right? Forcing a team in Reinhardt that has been so deadly offensively, holding them to 47 points through three quarters has to feel good. But also, you do want to see your team start to pick things up offensively in their own right. So expect to see CIU try to push a little bit more in transition and create some easy looks for them and see if they can cut into this Reinhardt lead.
And that was a quick look back at that Martinez play. It was unreal. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be back with our final quarter of play from Waleska, Georgia on the Southeast Sports Network.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, get on air, and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
Welcome back to Waleska, Georgia. Final period of play getting underway between the Reinhardt Eagles and the CIU Rams on the Southeast Sports Network. 10-point game. This one, a big high bounce twice, and it goes for Tara Gibson, the graduate student from Rome, Georgia.
That was a nice pass to the middle by Kiera Simpson. The defense shifting over. She found the gap and hitting Gibson again, who's hit a few nice mid-range jumpers for Reinhardt. She's now up to 8 points.
College hoops on the air. Undefeated Reinhardt Eagles, 4-16 CIU Rams. The Rams 3 wins in conference play and winless on the road, looking for what would be the upset of a lifetime. They'd be telling their grandchildren about this and showing them this broadcast. Entry pass for the Eagles. They lead by 12, looking to extend it in the early stages of the fourth, and they will. Buried by the junior from Sewanee, Georgia, out of North Gwinnett, Kiara Simpson.
One possession after making that nifty pass to Gibson. Simpson knocking down the jumper from the wing. And this is the danger zone for CIU, down by 15. And Reinhardt building some momentum.
How about the confidence of Hatcher pulling up for that three? That would have been absolutely wild. From the wing, Ty Williams wanted it. This one pushed out by Woodruff, swatting the ball off of the floor.
Again, the question for CIU, and not just for them, the question for most of the Appalachian Athletic Conference, can they find a way to consistently score on this Reinhardt defense?
Long ball up the floor. Mariah tries it, and it's an air ball down to Simpson. Quick foul, and actually it looks like a turnover as the Eagles take a step.
Even though Reinhardt turned the ball right back over, again, another look at Sonia Martinez. She has completely changed the game with her size on the front line. A nice shot contest down low.
Weinbach the handoff. Hatcher from a step beyond the line, and it's just short. Battling with the ball along the edge of the block. Here's one from mid-range. The floater is short. Reinhardt Eagles have it stolen away and kept alive by Slaughter. CIU backside. Up to the wing, Hatcher. Close side to Taylor. 20 on the shot clock as CIU slows it up for just a moment. They're trailing by quite a bit. This is a gift, this extra possession. 52-37 Reinhardt Eagles. They've slowly been hitting the gas as we've entered this final quarter. Taylor wants it from the wing and clatters out on her.
Reinhardt going to try to push in transition. And again, CIU getting back defensively.
Simpson loses the ball, blown tire. Ty Williams picks it up on the wing. Kept alive to Preston on the straightaway. Entry pass, Gibson along the block and puts it in off the glass as the whistle sounds.
Again, a tough and one there by Tara Gibson, created by her flashing to the middle of that zone. And she is so good at being able to create shots for herself. Nice dribble drive into the paint, drawing the contact and making the lay-in.
Tara Gibson at the line, graduate student out of Rome, Georgia. 10.7 points per game for her this season. 4.1 rebounds, 6.5 assists. She's been a machine finessing the ball to teammates. Shoots 39% from long range, 45.2 from the floor.
Such a versatile player for Reinhardt, a team who's their third leading scorer, fourth in the conference in steals, also 10th in blocks.
Gibson off the steal to the corner. Kraft pulls up and hits the three. The money ball extending the lead of Reinhardt. It's a 21-point game in Waleska, Georgia, as the CIU Rams take a timeout. Good time for a timeout by CIU, wouldn't you say? A run by Reinhardt coming together really quickly.
Absolutely, a huge run for the Eagles, stretching their lead out to over 20, punctuated by that corner three from our player to watch, Julia Kraft.
And since the half, it's been all Reinhardt University. 12 points for the CIU Rams, 23 for the Reinhardt Eagles. 7 minutes left to play in Waleska, Georgia, between RU and CIU. Thanks for being with us on the Southeast Sports Network. Gabriel Schrei here with Lorenzo Robinson. Tara Gibson went to the line, converts a couple. We were just talking about how she's done statistically all season long for this program. Then she gets the steal. That's her 35th steal this season for Reinhardt University. That's a crazy amount.
It is, and she is just one of several Reinhardt Eagles that are very active in the passing lane. Such a great defensive team. It seems that any group of 5 players on the floor are all going to be able to work together to create stops on that end of the floor. We've seen that throughout this one, holding CIU to 37. And even though this hasn't been their best offensive outing, their defense has gone a long way towards carrying them to what certainly seems to be their 22nd win of the season.
The inbound for Taylor and the Rams. Floated backside, Kanaya Watkins over Kraft, back to Taylor. Line back, a little bit of pressure in the corner.
Reinhardt back in the 2-3 zone. Coach Campbell doing a nice job of mixing up defensive looks, not allowing CIU to get comfortable offensively.
Swatted away by Gibson, regathered. There's a floater and it's short. Tara Gibson gets the board. It's important for Reinhardt. They know they have to be hot down the stretch. CIU is very resilient. They lost against Union on Saturday, but they had a 16-2 run in that fourth quarter.
And those big runs are what we're used to seeing from Reinhardt, a team that is able to put up points in bunches. CIU for most of this game doing a nice job of keeping the Eagles in front of them. Right now, Reinhardt's starting to get some momentum to play their style.
I really thought that CIU would be more focused on getting the bench and the sixth man involved tonight, but we've really seen a lot of this starting five, specifically Watkins, Taylor, Leinbach working with the basketball and doing everything they could to facilitate scoring for the Rams.
When you play against a team like Reinhardt, if you're a coach, you do want to try to have your best players on the floor as much as possible. But it's a double-edged sword. You want to be able to play with them as much as you can, but you don't want them to gas out. And you see in this fourth quarter, Reinhardt starting to take control. You do have to wonder how much do they have left in the tank.
Pass to the corner. From the elbow, back outside. Kraft knifes her way down inside and tries that, lofting it off the glass and just couldn't quite get it to go.
That was a nice attempt there, but again, strong defense by CIU. Can they capitalize offensively?
Two really great athletic directors. Beautiful facility over at CIU. Stefan Vasiloff, the head man over for the Rams in South Carolina, and here it's Jeffrey Portier. Reinhardt Eagle legend, played hoops here. What a great guy he is. I love working with him.
Absolutely, and I would say I'm biased, but Coach Portier has to be one of the better athletic directors, not just in the AAC, but also around the country. Just very involved and will do anything to help this Reinhardt athletic program improve.
I got to say, hold that thought. Here comes Sanchez Bonse. Taylor trying to track her up the floor. She couldn't do it. Put two more on the board. 60-37 Reinhardt Eagles. 5 minutes, 5 seconds left to play. And trouble off the inbound for CIU's Rams. There's the inbound to Taylor. She'll run the floor for the Rams of CIU. Big margin separating these two as we're into the closing minutes. Thanks for holding that thought. I do got to say, as somebody who played prep sports, played college sports, I've met a lot of coaches and ADs, and I look for the way that people treat the kids. It's a good dude. Jeff is a great guy, great coach, great leader. And I just love being around people like that.
Absolutely, and being that this is my only college experience, just from what I've heard from other schools, it's rare to be able to have an AD just know your name, walk up to you, and begin to have a conversation. But that's something that Coach Portier definitely places an emphasis on, really emphasizing the family atmosphere here at Reinhardt.
Quick foul down inside. 4:13 left to play, 60-37. I was really lucky in undergrad. You know, the ice hockey coach would bring me in to practices and draw plays on the whiteboard for me and teach me about ice hockey. He wanted me to announce their games, and he's one of the best guys I've ever met too. Adam Krug up at Adrian College in Southeast Michigan. Taught me everything I know about ice hockey. His brother plays for the Blues in the NHL, great guy. Really enjoyed the AD there as well. Mike Duffy retired after I left. It's incredible what a difference great leadership in your athletic department can make in an education for someone.
Absolutely.
CIU trailing by a wide margin. It's 63-37 Reinhardt Eagles. Seeking their 22nd win, their 12th at home. Oh, and there's a quick response. A nice look. Bethany Reamer maybe just a bit too late in the stage of this one, though. 3:40 to play, and it's a 23-point game.
If you want to know how good Reinhardt is in the defensive end, those were CIU's first 3 points of the fourth quarter. Just a tremendous defensive quarter from Reinhardt and showcasing just what makes this team so dangerous.
That's criminal. That's a long time to go scoreless.
Absolutely, nearly 7 minutes.
And CIU came out with a great game plan, so that can't be understated. If you walk away from today, if you're a fan, whatever your involvement is of these two programs of the AAC, you cannot let Corey Inman walk away without credit for his game plan in those first 2 quarters. But then if you're going to give him credit, you have to credit Tony Campbell for taking whiteboard time at the half and say, hey, we're going to right this ship and make the second half all Reinhardt.
They've done a nice job of just fighting through various things, one of them being a relatively poor shooting night, 7 of 28 from 3, uncharacteristic from Reinhardt so far this year. But they've been able to win with, again, strong defense, finding ways to score, and just remaining efficient offensively. Still shooting 44% from the field despite the poor shooting night from three.
Nia Moon up the floor for the Eagles. Simpson back across to her on the straightaway. Reinhardt trying it out. Tria Blaylock heavily defended. Going to the corner, and this escapes the floor with 2:42 left on the afternoon. You can connect with these two programs on social media. Find the Rams at CIU Rams. Find the Reinhardt University Eagles at RU_Eagles. Taking a look at what's coming up next for these two teams specifically. Reinhardt University, they're going to go on the road 2 games in a row, and these are really, really important wins for them. Believe it or not, undefeated, it's still important. They're at St. Andrews this Saturday, then next Wednesday at Bryan College up in Dayton, Tennessee, and then they host one more home night. You and I will be here for that on the 17th against Montreat. Taking a look ahead for CIU, this Saturday they host Milligan, then they host Columbus on the 17th, and finally hosting Johnson on the 24th. 63-42, Reinhardt lead by 21. Nia Moon just on top of the line. She gets the long 2 with 2 minutes left to play.
These games so important for Reinhardt. Even though they've all but locked up the #1 seed in the AAC tournament. But just being able to continue to pad your resume. Already 21-0 on the season. At this point, you're playing for seeding and respecting the national tournament. So being able to go into that situation with an undefeated record and some nice blowout victories over conference competition can go a long way towards you having a much easier path to a national title.
Well, that's exactly right, and that's what I'm looking at when I talk about why those games are so important. You know, Spring Arbor University, the Cougars are 26th in voting, but Bryan obviously always getting national respect. So if Reinhardt can pull off a few more wins, there's a chance they'll get to host the national playoff here in Waleska, Georgia, the first round, and that would be a 4-team tournament. Pretty exciting stuff to host those rounds. If anyone deserves it, in my mind, when you're undefeated, think about how hard it is to go undefeated night in and night out. Players are sick. Players have tests coming up. They miss a practice. You know, you never know. Somebody misses the bus. To go undefeated the entire season, it's really unbelievable.
And it's so much that goes into winning just a single game at the college level. So being able to string together wins and not have any losses definitely would be a tremendous achievement for Coach Campbell and his team.
This one off the mark, 66-44. Reinhardt a commanding lead, and we're headed towards the closing seconds in Waleska. Up the floor, Hatcher wants the 3, contested, it's just short. Boarded by Mackenzie Franklin, the junior from Marietta, Georgia. Tria Blaylock, the freshman, a true freshman from Tiger, Georgia, gets it. There you go, in the closing seconds, a good look for the true freshman. Watkins, close side, entry pass with 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is off as this is sent to Slaughter. Another true freshman battling Martinez. Kanaya from the elbow, and this one not going to go. 69-44, 10.9 seconds on the clock. And going to the line is Kanaya Watkins from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Product of Tyner gets her first at the line. Her second goes as well. 10 seconds, Tria Blaylock. It's all over but the shouting in Waleska, Georgia, between the Eagles and the Rams. There's a pull-up as time expires. Couldn't get it. So that'll do it from us here on the campus of Reinhardt University. The Eagles rise to 22-0 on the season. we're really seeing something pretty spectacular this year out of Reinhardt University in AAC play.
Absolutely. Reinhardt not faltering at the same rate that they did at this point a year ago. Seems like last year they were in a bit of a free fall at this point in the year. But right now they seem to only be getting stronger.
Well, we're going to wrap it up. Any quick final thoughts for fans on tonight's contest and what to expect the rest of the year for Reinhardt?
This game was at times disjointed. It was a slugfest, a rock fight, and even still, Reinhardt finding a way to come away with an impressive victory by more than 20 points. Big credit to Coach Campbell and his staff and Reinhardt's team for figuring out a way to get it done.
There you have it. Really impressive stuff tonight for the Eagles of Reinhardt University as they rise to 22-0 on the season. The CIU Rams fall to 4-17 overall on the year with this road loss. They also dropped to 0-11 on the road, the 12th win at home for the Reinhardt University Eagles. All games aired and broadcast on the Southeast Sports Network. Our broadcast copyright material can be viewed live, archived inside of the app as you saw today on YouTube or any platform where you viewed it. Thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful night. Again, the final score is 69-44 victory for the Reinhardt University Eagles. And a reminder, you are welcome to tune in for our doubleheader. We'll have game 2 as well here on the same platform where you're watching right now.
I got involved in officiating volleyball 8 years after I played Division I in college.
Saying yes to volleyball officiating will give you the privilege to be a part of one of the most exciting sports around.
I'm a speaker,
A builder.
I coach,
Culinary arts. Auditor.
A firefighter.
For anyone contemplating becoming a volleyball official, just go for it.
Take the plunge. Open the door.
Say yes to officiating. Learn more about how to get involved at sayyes2officiating.com.
The Southeast Sports Network, your free ticket to front row sports action. From heart-pounding football showdowns to thrilling basketball games, experience every moment live, all from the comfort of your home. Your favorite athletes, broadcast in real time and on demand. It's not just streaming, it's your front row ticket to the best of Southeastern sports. And the best part? It's absolutely free. Don't miss a moment of your favorite teams. Join us now at the Southeast Sports Network. The Southeast Sports Network, your front row ticket to live sports.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear. Call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
See, Smokey thinks I'm funny.
Welcome to SESN, your ticket to the front row of the sports world, covering local, regional, and national events. We bring the game to you. Feel the excitement of every play, every score, every victory. Get your seat, Get on air and immerse yourself in the heart-pounding action. The Southeast Sports Network, where sports come to life.
The rhythmic sound of more than 500 cascading waterfalls. The endless echo of more than 10,000 caves. The serene silence of 1,000 miles of wilderness trails. The next time someone tells you to get lost, consider it an opportunity. Your vacation is now playing in Tennessee.